Hello and welcome to this edition of Car Buying Tips brought to you by BuyCarsRight.com. And today we're going to talk about the 10 biggest mistakes to avoid when buying a new car. So let's get right into it. Mistake number one, which is still very common, is not knowing what you need or what you actually want. And sometimes there's a difference between what you want and what you need. You know, you may want that two-door sports car, but with a wife and two kids, you probably need something a little bit bigger. Now, here's the big mistake. Never, ever just head to a car dealer because you're thinking you want to buy a car, so let's go down to the dealer and shop around. That is the worst thing you can do because it's a high-pressure situation, and you may end up buying something that day and regretting how much you paid when you finally sit down and look at the paperwork. You should always start your online research online. Mistake number two goes back to mistake number one, not researching the vehicles you're interested in online first. There are so many options out there to allow you to get as much information as you need about the vehicles that you're interested in, and it's all online. You have invoice pricing at Kelley Blue Book. You can look at car reviews and ratings at Edmunds. You can find available rebates or incentives. You can find out your insurance rate. You can find out what the going interest rates are. There's too much information online today for you not to get all the information necessary before you ever even think about visiting the car dealer. Mistake number three. This is probably the most costly mistake that car buyers make, and it goes on every single day at the dealerships. Buying a car based on monthly payment. Sure, you know what you can afford. You know what the monthly payment is that you want to stay around. And that's what a car dealer, a car salesman will prey upon. Their first question is, what would you like to stay around on your monthly payment? And as soon as you give them that number, they are going to work as hard as possible to get you close to that number, but they're also going to work the numbers on the price of the car, the interest rate, your trade-ins to get you that payment, and you may end up paying thousands of dollars more than you should have because all you were focused on is the monthly payment. Please focus on the price of the car. That's the most important piece to this puzzle. You need to know the invoice price plus the invoice prices on options. You also must go to your bank first or your credit union and find out what the going interest rates are, and even get an approval ahead of time from your bank so you know exactly what your interest rates are going to be for the price of the car and how many months it's going to take to pay that car off. If you don't do this first, you could end up paying a lot more in interest rates. You could also end up with a length of loan that's months more than it should have been. That's all profit to the dealer. Your trade-in and your down payment are very important. How much are you willing to put down? And getting top dollar for your trade-in are very important. Stay focused on the price. Don't take your eye off the price. Don't get focused on a monthly payment. If the dealer asks you what monthly payment you'd like to stay around, you say, well, I'm more interested in the price of the car, and we can talk monthly payment once we get to that price. So have a pencil and paper ready and write everything down. Mistake number four is not knowing what your trade-in is worth. There's so many resources online that can give you a ballpark figure about what your trade's worth. Now, if your car is in excellent condition and you've taken great care of it and you've done all the maintenance and it's a valuable used car, you may want to go to Craigslist and Kelley Blue Book and NADA and see what the value is. Craigslist is a great place to go to see what other people are selling similar cars to yours and what the price is. Now, here's the bottom line. You are not going to get top dollar at a car dealer. They're not going to do that. And even if they say they are, then they're making up the money somewhere else in the deal. Car dealers, the incentive on trade-ins is two things. They're either going to take a trade-in and they're going to send it to auction because they know they can't resell it, or they're going to take a trade-in as low as possible, clean it up, mark it up, and resell it on their lot. So know what your trade-in is worth, so at least you can bargain and get the best possible price. And if you're not happy with what they offer you, then you can always go to Craigslist and sell it yourself. Mistake number 5, failing to get price quotes and availability up front from multiple dealers. This is very important. Why should you drive around from dealer to dealer negotiating price quotes and availability when you can go online and actually fill out a simple form and contact all of these dealers direct and then receive emails or phone calls back from them quoting you the prices on the vehicles you're interested in? I strongly urge you to go to buycarsright.com and fill out the new car price quote form and wait for the dealers to contact you. Mistake number 6, not knowing your credit score or current interest rates. You stand to lose big when you get into that finance office to seal the deal. Go to your bank or your credit union and get the loan information first. Run your credit or have the bank that you go to show you your credit score. Do not allow the finance manager at the car dealer to tell you what your credit score is or to tell you what the best interest rates are. They can always mislead you on your credit score to try to justify a higher interest rate. Or they may, even if you don't know the interest rates, bump the interest rate a couple of points and add additional profit to the sale of the car. So know what the interest rates and your credit score are before you ever walk into the finance office of a car dealer. Mistake number 7, always test drive the vehicles you're interested in. But here's the key. You can't buy something if you don't test drive it. That just doesn't make sense. You want to make sure. But here's where it gets a little bit sticky. You don't want to get emotional about the car when you're driving it. This is where the salesperson hones in on you. They want you to mentally take possession of that car. They want you to buy that car in your mind. They want you to be in a state of mind where I have to have this car. And that's when you start to lose focus on all the pieces to the deal, and that's when they can go in on you because you have gotten emotional. Even if you absolutely love the car and you have to have the car, keep your poker face. Don't let them know that you love this car. Mistake number 8, and this happens all the time, unfortunately. You've done the deal, you've gotten all the information you need, you're ready to buy the car, and they send you into that nice office with the guy in the suit called the finance office. This is where a lot of the profit in a car deal is made. You see, that finance officer is also a salesperson, and they're looking over all the terms of the deal to determine where they can make up profit. Where can they add little things to increase the overall profit on that sale? So you need to read that contract carefully. Don't breeze through the pages like most people do and then sign the bottom and then walk out of there only to find out that you just got taken for things that you didn't realize were in there because you were in a hurry. Compare the loan with your bank. You went to your bank or credit union, compare the interest rates, the down payment, and the length of the loan. Make sure that the down payment, the trade-in value, any rebates have been taken off the selling price of the car, the invoice, not the MSRP. This is a little trick that some of them will do. They'll put the MSRP, sneak the sticker price in there instead of the invoice price that you just negotiated, and then subtract the down payment or the trade-in or the length, So that's something you really have to pay attention to. The length of the loan. If you're getting a loan for 62 months or 63 months instead of a standard 60 months, chances are the finance office tacked a couple extra months onto the loan. They'll tell you that that's what you need to do to get your payment. And guess what? That's pure profit. They're going to make 3 extra months of payments off of you in profit. If you have the information from your bank and you know all the stuff you need to know about the length of the loan, don't extend it to get the payment you want because somewhere in the deal they are padding it. Subject to financing happens all the time. If the contract reads anything like subject to financing, do not sign if this is on the contract. Because what happens is you're going to get a call 5 or 6 days later telling you that the financing fell through, but guess what? We got you a better deal, we got you a better rate, we got you a better term. You need to come in and re-sign. That's when they're going to make even more money because they didn't get you a better deal. They probably are going to increase the months, or they're going to bump somewhere to make more money. If they do not have an approved financing deal for you in the office, do not sign. Tell them you'll come back when the financing has been approved and pick up your car. Don't sign if it says subject to financing. Make them tell you you are approved. Most importantly, and I put this twice on this list, read the contract carefully. Okay, let's go to mistake number 9. Paying too much for extras. It happens all the time because when that finance officer is trying to increase profit on that deal, they're going to add extended warranties. They're going to add things like VIN number engraving, theft protection, gap insurance, fabric protection, car alarms, rust proofing, paint sealing, credit life insurance, extra months on your loan, dealer add-on packages. These are all designed to increase the profit on that vehicle. Say no, 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 no to all of the above. If you need an extended warranty, you can absolutely go online and get one. VIN engraving costs next to nothing. All these things here are padded and extra profit in the deal. Just say no. Mistake number 10, not having a game plan. Everything we talked about prior to mistake number 10 means having a game plan. You cannot rush through this process. You need to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. You need to do your online research. But here's the thing. Be prepared to walk out if things are not working in your favor. You're not obligated to buy that car. There's nothing in that dealership that's telling you you have to buy that car. Now, if you're a little bit nervous about being alone and maybe intimidated by salespeople, hey, bring a friend to the dealership. Bring a relative. Bring someone that can just kind of tag along with you. Even if they never say a word, just having them there may give you the confidence you need to make sure you stand your ground and get the deal you want. So outline the process and don't skip over anything. Now here's the point. If you go to buycarsright.com, it's a very comprehensive website. It's going to go over a lot of the details about what we just talked about in the 10 mistakes that most car buyers make. Go through it, print it out, and get yourself the best possible deal that you can on your new car. Because information is power. And getting your best deal on a new car means having all your information and knowing the most common dealer tricks before they happen and while they're happening. So you can get all this information at buycarsright.com. Good luck and get a great deal.